Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. I hope everything's working correctly. It's been a while I haven't streamed, but we should be all set. I do believe. Let's hope. Oh yeah, I just looked at my YouTube history. And the last time I streamed was almost 3 years ago, which is one, crazy to think about how fast time passes by, but two, also a bit nerve-wracking to jump back into that with a little to no practice, let's say. Yeah, I did a few tests. Everything should be working correctly for the audio. Let me start some music. We'll see if that works too. And I'll just make sure I am live on YouTube. That looks to be going all right. So I think we're off to a good start. I think. Okay. Today we are gonna be exploring the current state of Sparkball. What I mean by that is there is a lot in Sparkball that you may not be able to explore while you're playing, like taking a good look at the map, taking a good look at what everything on the map does, taking a good look at the different characters, their kits, etc. But that is still very important to understand all of that because, well, it does allow you to understand the game better and play better. So we're gonna take our time. We're gonna do a chill live stream to just go through all of these simple things together and just take a look at what Sparkball is like right now, what it feels like. Yeah, that's pretty much the plan for today. If enough people show up, we could do some matches, which could be fun too, but I'm not doing I'm not making promises on that. I have no sense of how many people are gonna show up today. So if you're here, welcome. I'm very happy to have you with us. If you're watching this in the VOD, it's totally fine too. I'm happy that you're just taking an interest in Sparkball and looking at what it looking at Sparkball in general, and very happy that you decided to do so on my channel. So let's start. Let's take a look at the tutorial. If you're okay with that, we go in train. Right now we could have gone into play, it would have been okay too. And let's go through the tutorial. This is the absolute first step that every Sparkball player should be doing in the game. You should definitely be doing the tutorial. Looking at it, watching someone do the tutorial is one thing. Getting a feel of the game for yourself is another. And if you're a new player, you're jumping into Sparkball, this tutorial is really, really good at making your learning curve, your learning time much shorter. Right now, Sparkball takes about 3 games to really get a grasp of it, not get like super good at it, but start understanding what it is and how it should be played. If you do the tutorial first, you can get that down to 1 or 2 games maybe, which is really important because, the faster you understand how to play the game, the faster you can have fun in the game. It's something we really saw during Steam Next Fest, where some people just jumped into the game thinking it was cool, and that's totally cool, that's totally fine, but we saw that they didn't do the tutorial and they didn't understand at all what they were doing. So take 2 minutes, do the tutorial. Okay, first we start with Inksy in this tutorial. One of the most basic characters, very easy kit to understand. I don't know why the crates just disappeared, that's kind of weird, but okay. And also one of the legacy characters from when the game was still called Circuits and Shields and when it was called Eden Brawl. This one is an OG character. If you've been on this channel, you've seen... did I say Inksy? I meant Enna. But you've seen Enna on this channel if you've seen some of my videos before. She's been here forever. So first thing you gotta learn is how to use your basic attacks. So that's your left mouse click, a left mouse button. In the case of Enna, it's just a very straight like skill shot dealing damage. So very easy to understand, very basic. Next you have your other abilities. So in this case we have the right mouse button, which is a straight light skill shot that deals a lot of damage, but comes with a cooldown, contrary to the basic attacks, which are very short, very quick. We have a Q, which is a barrier. If an enemy traverses the barrier, it will be dealt damage. And I think the first few abilities they want you to get a feel for is the spacebar, which is your movement ability. In this case, a teleport ability. Here you have a few other abilities. So with Z you can mount, with B you can recall to the base, and here you can collect gold from crates, but crates disappeared for some reason, and you can open the shop with B. If you're starting out, I highly recommend using auto buy. I would not recommend using it if you're advanced. It's not the best option. Definitely being able to choose your items is a flexibility that gives an edge over someone who auto buys. But if you're learning to play, auto buy is doing a decent job, and it will alleviate the stress of having to think about buying. It's something I start to do even if I'm starting to be a pretty veteran at the game. It's something I still do when I stream or record, because I am focusing on different things. I have to focus on speaking, and I have to also focus on the game. So thinking about buying items also is not what I want to do. I think I'm in the wrong... Am I in the wrong... Yeah, I'm not in the good scene right now. Let's do in-game. Like this. Okay. See, I'm still learning, still thinking about stuff. I have trouble thinking about live. But auto-buy does a good job. So if you're starting out, I recommend using auto buy, so you're not gonna end up in the second round with no items and then realize, oh, I had no items, that's why the other team was dealing so much damage and I was not. It will keep you like in a decent spot. And you have different items. We'll take a look at those a bit later if we have time today. If not, it will be another day. At the center, middle of the battlefield, bottom middle of the battlefield, we have the cannon. To get control of the cannon, you have to just stand on the platform. Here it's pretty small, but on the actual Sparkball battlefield it's a little bit larger and has a kind of bell curve shape, I would say. But if you stand on it, it will get control. You will take control of the cannon. You can also contest the enemy team trying to get the cannon by standing on it as they are, which will like stop control of the cannon, moving to one team or another. Here we have the ball. This is super important. See the ball? That's what you should be taking, like this here. You should be like focusing on that when you play, because this is your win condition. Killing the enemy team, getting assists, having a good KDA, great for sure, but not a win condition. your only win condition is scoring in the goal. That's over there, but I cannot show you at the moment because I still have a tower to destroy. There are two phases in Sparkball. The first is to destroy the tower, the second is to score a goal. Both center around the ball. To destroy the tower, you shoot the ball into the tower, which will make these little diamonds appear, and dealing damage to the diamonds can deal damage to the tower itself. Throwing the ball in the tower itself also deals damage to the tower. So if you're in a position where you can get a score in the tower, but you don't have time to deal damage to the diamonds after that, because the enemy team is on you, you're alone, whatever the case may be, it's still worth getting the shot in the tower. It's not going to be wasted time. You're still going to deal, I think, 20% of damage, maybe 25% of damage to the tower, so that's still worth it. And it buys you a little bit of time in during which the ball is in the tower and it's stuck there when you shoot it. So, you know, it's worth getting the score. Definitely, even if you're not gonna get a lot of damage on the crystals. On the second phase, you are at the goal, so the tower disappeared. It's not gonna be in your way anymore, but now there's this goalie that shoots those little projectiles and little bombs, basically, on the ground that you have to avoid if you don't want to get dealt damage. Before you can score in the goal, you have to destroy the barrier protecting it. To do so, there are the same ways to do the to deal damage to the tower. So you can shoot the ball at the barrier, which will deal 33% of damage. You can deal damage to the diamond. And now that I think about it, I'm not sure if it's 33% of damage in the tutorial or if it's also in the game. Gonna have to check that out a bit later. But you can deal damage to the diamond to deal damage to the barrier, or you can grab the cannon, which will also periodically deal damage to the barrier. And once the barrier is destroyed, the goalie is out of play and you can just score. Alright, so that's the tutorial. You should do it. You should do it if you haven't played Sparkball. Don't think that, okay, I get the gist of it because I've seen someone do it. No, do the tutorial. It's better like that. But that's about it for the tutorial. Now, a few things that we can take a look at in the training round. After the tutorial, we have some dummies that you can practice your damage against, see what your auto attack range is. We are now playing Kana, a melee damage dealer, so you can see that, oh, okay, she has a pretty wide arc for her basic attacks. You can practice your abilities, do all of that, do all of those things. There are also other training dummies in here. You can also take a look at these little pickups. So these are, pickups. You can walk on them and grab them. The yellow one is for your ultimate. So the ultimate works a bit differently than in other games. Basically, I think I haven't played LoL, so I don't know exactly how it plays in League, but basically there is a cooldown. You get a little bit of your cooldown for the ult reduced by just being. So it does tick down, but the fastest way to get your ult is to grab one of these orbs, which gives you about 25-30% of your ult, I think. Or doing stuff like dealing damage, I do believe gets you closer to your ult. Mitigating damage, casting spells, getting crates, I think are all things that get you closer to your ult. So just being active lets you reduce the cooldown of the ultimate. And once you have unlocked it, well, you will be able to use this powerful ability, just like any other MOBA, just like most games that use that. Your ult is a powerful ability for any character that can sway the tide of a battle, for example. In the case of Kana, she gets the Sashimi Shanga, a truck that she calls to herself. It will make an area of healing for allies, and if it runs over any enemy, it will stun them for a moment. And I didn't showcase it here, but before the duration is up, you can also tell this Sashimi Shanga to leave, and it will go in another line and it can run over the enemies again. So that's an example of ult that you get with these little ult pickups. The other one that you can see, the green, is a health globe, basically. This one is pretty straightforward. Many games use them, so if you grab this pickup, you will get a little boost to your health automatically, instantly. Quite straightforward for this one. And last thing we can see in this training area is the jump pad. You will see one in the field, and the Sparkball actual field too, which lets you cover a long distance in a short amount of time by projecting you towards it. This will start the target practice, which let's go do that, just to show you how the jump pad works and what the target practice looks like. So the target practice is basically a course that you have to do as fast as possible by damaging enemies, throwing the ball at targets, and moving to one end of the field to the other as quickly as possible to score.
It's a goal for team
just like so. It's very fun. I find it very fun to just try to get your time down as much as possible. I've had a pretty good run. My record might be around 11.7 seconds, I think, which is not, you know, the fastest, but it's very decent in my opinion. So if you want to try different characters, I highly recommend that you come in here. Just try and see what different characters have for their kits, what they can do, etc. Highly recommended, but this target practice is more of a fun training. It's not as mandatory as a tutorial, I would say. Like, the tutorial, you should really do it if you're new to Sparkball. This, you can skip it. You don't really have to try every hero here, but it's pretty fun. Probably should try it. Let's do another little run of the target practice, just to see how fast we can get. It's not bad. Not too bad. 14 seconds. 81, 82. Not too bad, you know. But this does allow you to get a pretty good sense of what your objectives are in the game. Like, it gives you a good sense of trying to pass the ball, trying to aim the ball when you throw it, brawling with the enemies while you are doing that. So it gives you a good feel of what the game is actually. Not bad. And we're getting down as we go. I just saw my cat open the door. That distracted me a little bit. But yeah, it can definitely help you try and balance. Okay, I have the ball. What can I do while I have the ball? Well, I cannot use my spacebar, but I can still like damage the enemy and try to advance as fast as I can. So that's still things I can do while I have the ball and get a good sense of that. So if you do that before you jump into your first game, you definitely are going to have an edge on players who are in their first game also, but did not go through that. It definitely helps getting a feel of everything. But that was the tutorial. Now, I wonder what we want to do next. Maybe we could try to jump into the actual field to get to look at the layout, see the different things we have in the field, and maybe then we can come back here and take a look at a few different characters to see what they can do, and maybe get I don't know, maybe get a feel of, oh, maybe almost under 12 seconds, not bad. Get a feel of different characters and give you a little bit of a rundown of each one so you can see, if you're new, what kind of character might correspond to your playstyle. If you've already played other MOBAs, brawler, even games like Overwatch which have roles like support, tank, will give you a good sense of like what these roles are in Sparkball. So let's do that. We're gonna leave. We can just leave training here, and we'll jump into a custom game. I'm gonna host. I'm gonna call it like myself, so everyone knows. I'm gonna go into NA East. Huh, I have the same latency from NA West and Europe. That's kind of interesting. I'm gonna just take a moment to close the door so I don't bother everyone else. And right now there's 2v2 or 3v3 and 4v4, but I think they are the same maps. They look like the same maps. Like there's everything. Doesn't appear to be different maps, so we'll just take the regular 4v4 game. I'm gonna host. And I'm gonna jump into it. I'm gonna grab my favorite character, or actually my main. May not be my favorite character, but the one I play the most, Roostandor. And we'll just jump into the game, take a little stroll through the map without having any pressure of anyone attacking us, anyone trying to score.
Let's play Sparkball.
Let's play Sparkball. All right, here we're not going to take augments, but this is an interesting part that I'm going to talk a little bit more during the next break between rounds. Thank you. Oh my god. But they are a very interesting mechanics that keeps the game fresh, different every time, and make every round a little bit different from one another. In this base or spawn or base camp, call it whatever you want. Before the round starts, there is a ball that you can play with and just practice with your partners. There are also dummies that you can hit and practice your abilities on. But this area is completely cut off from the battlefield. The only way to get there is one way. You cannot, the only way to get physically there is one way, and it's to use the big jump pad to jump into the battlefield. If ever you want to go back into the base camp, you can, but you have to use the recall button, which has a kind of a cooldown, not cooldown, but a cast time, and will bring you back here. Very useful to regain some health if you're low and have no way of regaining health yourself. It's much better to recall and get health than to die, because it's faster to replenish your health even from like 1% to 100% than it is to die and come back full. Plus, it does not give any XP or gold to the enemy team. Does not help with their ults or anything. So if you're in a situation where your choice is to die a useless death or to come back and replenish, come back and replenish. There are situations where you want to die for something, like if you can get a goal to destroy the tower, it might be worth to do it and die afterwards. But if you're gonna accomplish nothing, it's better to recall. Now you can see the auto-buy is doing its job. Here it's not what I would have gone for, but it is the recommended items. I think the auto-buy just gives you those in order from 1 through 4 and then upgrades. Not quite sure if that's how it works, but I do believe it is. Let's take a look at the battlefield. So here we have a little protected area. Only your team can get into it. Once you're in it, the enemy team cannot deal damage to you. They cannot stun you. Use CC. This is really protected, and there is a pool of health that allows you to replenish your hit points, your health. I do believe this pool is shared between your whole team, so you do have to be a bit careful not to take everything for yourself if you don't have to. And if that's something you need, maybe just recall, like getting in here, pressing your recall button, you're protected, you're gonna get a little bit of health quickly, but then you're gonna come back here and keep replenishing your health. If you're really low on health, that might be a good idea, because you won't lose any time. Anyway, you're waiting for your health to get back to 100. You're protected while you're in there, so you can take the time to recall without any fear of being targeted, interrupted, etc. So maybe keep that in mind. But if you're defending, you get low on health, you're being chased by the enemy team, it's a good idea to come in here and just take a little breather, and then you can jump back in. You're already here. You have a little bit more health. It can allow you to defend quite quickly. So this is the first thing we can see going from left to right on the battlefield. Then we have 1 and 2 ultimate orbs.
What a round so far.
What a round so far. We have this hexagon on the ground, which we haven't seen in the... oh, my camera stopped for a second and changed the settings. That was weird. Yes, so this we haven't seen in the training ground or tutorial. It's a teleportation. It teleports you to the other hexagon on the ground. So if you go from bottom, you'll get to top. If you go to top, you'll go to bottom. And it allows you to teleport quickly, so very useful. But there is a 15 seconds delay during which nobody can use it after it's been used, which you should definitely play around. If you know that the enemy team is gonna come and attack your tower, and you want to facilitate your defense a little bit, use the teleport, because then they'll have 15 seconds during which they won't be able to use it themselves. So keep that in mind. Keep that 15 seconds in mind to use it to defend yourself if you need. If you're attacking on the other side, well, grabbing the ball in the middle, coming down here, getting the attention of the enemy team to come here to defend their tower, and then you just swoop and you're top, get an easy shot from the top. That's the basic strategies around the teleports. For balling, at the very least, if you're brawling and then someone's chasing you, you're low on health, you can go through the teleport, and then, well, they cannot come through, so they have to go all the way. If your tower is still there, they have to like go the long way while you're already top. It can give you time to recall, to teleport, to jump to the middle, rejoin your team, whatever it is. Those are the basic uses, I would say, for the teleport on that side of the field. Next, we have a speed pad. So if you go through it, you will increase your speed. While you're mounted, the increase is not very significant, but still very nice. While you're unmounted though, that's where you'll see the biggest speed increase. Definitely use them. If you're going somewhere, you'll get there a little bit faster. We see a jump pad. If you use it, you will get to the middle of the battlefield. And you can see your tower, of course. The tower shoots enemies that come within its range. And as I said in the tutorial portion, you can damage the tower by grabbing the cannon, shooting into it with the ball, and damaging the diamonds that spawn when you throw the ball into the tower. Next and last thing we can see on the defense zones, if I can call them that, we see these bounce pads, I will call them. If you throw the ball at them, the ball will bounce a lot more than if you throw it at a regular surface in the terrain, which can allow you to score. So if you're here, you have 3 basically angles at which you can shoot. You can shoot top, you can shoot bottom, and you can shoot directly in the tower. So use them to create opportunities to score. If you have 2 people defending, well, if you're alone and you have 2 people defending, no one to throw the ball to and pass, well, you can come in here and you have some good options to get a score in, even if you're outnumbered. Let's give you a little bit of an example. If I come in here, I have 2 people right around here ready to go to the middle. Well, I can sort of give them a try to juke a little bit and decide last second where you're gonna throw. Like so. When you destroy the tower, the ball will always come back to this little spot. So if the tower is about to be destroyed and you want to quickly go on offense, or you want to go back on defense because your tower is being destroyed, well, you can just stand in this spot, or this one in the case of the other tower, and wait to grab the ball, and you'll have it ready to go right away. So that's for the defense zones, let's say, where teams want to defend. In the middle of the field, where the brawling mostly happens because you're brawling over the ball. There's a lot in defense too, but the active battlefield, the contested no man's land, let's call it that. In the middle no man's land, well, there's the cannon, and as you can see there, the area to capture the cannon is bigger, as I said, than it is in the tutorial. So if I stand on here, it will tick to my team, and the cannon will be ours. It will periodically, about every 10 seconds, I would say. Let's maybe we can take a look at that, actually. Do I have anything to watch the time? We don't have a clock anymore because we're in overtime, so we don't have that, but it's about between 5 and 10 seconds. It will shoot a cannonball that deals about 10% of the barrier's damage, of the barrier's health. Yeah, 5% of the barrier's health. So getting control of that, very important. We also see some crates in the middle. You can damage these crates, and when you do so, well, that happens only with Roostandor, but if you destroy the crate, it will give you some gold, and there's a pickup on the ground that appears. Now I didn't, I walked on it instantly, so you probably didn't have time to see it. I'm gonna try to make another one. Okay, this little pickup, this one boosts your damage. So I don't know if I'll see it in my stats. I don't think so. But it boosts your... I'm not sure if it's all damage or if it's spell damage or attack damage. I'm not quite sure. But it does boost it. Yeah. but I don't have all the details for this particular pickup. And the last element of the battlefield, yeah, in the no man's land, is this vending machine. Now, this vending machine allows you to regain some health if you're out of combat. How it works is if you're out of combat, so you haven't attacked or been attacked in a certain duration, you'll be able to activate it pressing F. If you do so, I'll take a little bit of damage just to be able to show you how it works. So I'll go to the goalie. No, the goalie is deactivated and is not gonna come back. Let's start a new round, and we'll talk about the vending machine. Go back there. But in this case, the barrier is down, the goal is open. To get around, you just have to shoot and score. You will get 1 round. It's a best of 3, so if you get 2 rounds, you win the game. All right. Okay, let's take a little look at the at these. So these are little special rules that change how the round is going to be played. These are called augments. They are usually equal for each team. So if the rule applies, it applies to both teams. So it's not something that you get for your team. It's not like a boon for your team. It's just a little rule switch. For example, 1 makes it so every time a player dies, there's a little pickup on the ground that appears that gives back health, if I remember correctly. So basically a health globe appears on the ground when you die. So if you're super aggressive, you can think, oh, well, I'll go super aggressive, pick that augment up. And so whenever I kill someone, I can get a little bit of health back. So I can be aggressive. And as long as I get the kills, I'll still have some health. So little rules like that, some give you movement speed in some different conditions. Some give you a little bit more damage in some parts of the terrain and some parts of the battlefield. Some things like that that just keep things fresh, keep things a little bit different, but don't give an edge to one team over the other because they just apply equally to everyone, but are interesting and can change basically every round, making every round you play feel different, every game you play feel different. So that's for the augments that we had a little bit more time to see in this round. So I'm going to take a little bit of damage from the tower. So if you walk into range, you will get hit like that. Pretty heavy hits. Don't just walk in there unless you have like a plan, because the hits are pretty heavy. But I've been out of combat for a moment now, so I can activate the vending machine by pressing F. When I do so, I will get some health regen over a few seconds, probably like 5 or 6 seconds. But if I go back in combat and I get hit while this health regen is ticking, the remaining health regen is not gonna apply. It's lost. So you have to be careful. You cannot just go in a team fight, come here, wait 5 seconds, then get your health and go back. No, this is like for a cooldown period, a moment where you don't have anyone on you, but you lost some health, you don't want to go back. You come in here, you'll get a fair boost to your health. Like that was about a third of my health as Roostandor. That's not bad. But you cannot jump back in right away because you're gonna lose the remaining health. So if someone chases you, now is not the time to use that. There's a pretty good cooldown. It's 120 seconds, so 2 minutes. Rounds go pretty quickly in Sparkball. Like rounds last about 4 to 6 minutes, and 6 is already pushing it. Like definitely not all rounds go over 5 minutes. but let's say on average 4 to 6 minutes. So having to wait 120 seconds for something to come back, like you're gonna use it maybe once or twice in the round. So if someone's chasing you, it's not time to grab that, because if they hit you once, you lose the remaining ticks of your region, and then you have to wait 120 seconds. You wasted it basically, and you're not going to be able to use it many more times in the round. So that was the vending machine, and that's all the elements of the map. Basically, I think I went over all the things you can see on the map. So I hope this gives you a good idea of what you have to watch for in the map. So let's deal some damage to this tower, shall we? So let's disable it. This will spawn the diamonds. I'm not sure I have even enough damage to destroy one diamond, but that's okay, because what I want to show you is not really how to destroy the diamonds. I think that's fairly straightforward, deal damage to it. What I want to show you is what happens during the time the tower is disabled. So if it's enabled, you walk into range, you get shot. Once it's disabled, you walk into range, you're fine. You deal 25% of the tower's health by throwing the ball into it, which is not too bad. And I'll wait for it to respawn to the center. Another thing I want to show you is that there is a... whoa. Oh no. Oh crap. I wanted to show you... I'll still be able to show you what. When you disable the tower, you can see in the middle, well, this circle gives you, well, basically the time left on the disabling of the tower. So when it reaches, when it goes around the full circle, it comes back online. You cannot damage it anymore, and it will start shooting again. Another thing that you may have noticed that happens is at the end of that duration, the enemies get pushed back. So if you're defending in your own tower, you will not get that pushback, but if you're in the enemy team's tower and it comes back online, it will push you back, which means you don't have to worry too much about being in the tower's area when it comes back online. You're not gonna get damaged, like immediately shot at, because it will push you back, which is good to know. You can keep like damaging enemies, you can keep damaging diamonds during that time. You will get pushed back. Let's destroy the tower and go on to the other phase. So once again, there we go, caught it. You can come here and just grab the ball right away, and you can go back on the offensive immediately. So in this phase right now, we are in overtime, so the barrier takes a little bit of damage. I'll just throw that here. A little bit of damage every second, basically, same thing as the tower. I think in overtime this damage cannot destroy the barrier by itself, but it can definitely take it down very low enough that it is very easy to destroy afterward. I'll just wait for the damage to tick to see how low it takes the barrier. But if I wanted right now, I could hit the diamond, I could throw the ball into the barrier to deal damage to it, do all of that stuff that I should be doing in a real match, but it's not the point of the exercise right now. But I could be taking down the barrier. While I am in this range, about past the tower, I would say, like, well, there you go, about this line, like middle of this stripe of grass. If you go past that, you will start getting targeted by the enemy team's goalie or captain, I think they say. I think they call it the captain. So the captain deals damage. Aha, interesting. Well, throws these bombs and abilities on the ground that deal damage, so you definitely want to avoid them. They hit pretty hard, I would say. Like, that one, not that much, but this one, it's not as much as I thought. But it's definitely noticeable damage that if you're in a team fight, you don't want to take that damage and be stunned, because some of them do stun. You don't want to do that and be stunned while the enemy team is also hitting you, you know. So, while the barrier is up, I cannot score, but what I can do is throw the ball and destroy the barrier. The maximum distance you can throw the ball and hit the barrier, I do believe, is about right here, just before the tower. Let's see. That's about the max. Maybe you can get to this line and still be able to hit the barrier. I'm not quite sure. I'll try it maybe in the next game, because we are going to end this and go into another game to keep testing things and go through the map a little bit. All right. Let's jump into the next one. Of course, I took a little bit of damage, but didn't deal any damage, didn't get any kills, because we're just here to explore. Take it chill, take it slow. So let's go into another game. Custom game. Host. 1, 2, 3. Let's go back on NA East and let's host. I wonder if I wouldn't want to take Enna just to deal a little bit more damage. Sure, let's go with Enna on this one. Looking at the stream, I don't think we're gonna get enough people to do a match today, which is totally fine. If some people show up a little bit later, it would be my pleasure to do a match with a couple of you, but if we don't get enough people, that's alright. It's not a problem. We'll just keep exploring a little bit. Okay, we have the ball here to practice, just can throw it a little bit. Oh, I didn't take time to look at the augments. Maybe I should have, just to give you a sense of what they can feel like, how they can change. Do I push people back when I throw the ball? Oh well, that's interesting. I wasn't aware of that. But if you push people back when they are too close to you and you throw the ball, like, definitely that's something you can use to score, because if someone's too, like, if someone's here, you're here, you want to score, well, get close to them, push them back, shoot and score. Interesting, interesting. Okay, a few things I want to take a look at. First, how long does this disabling of the tower last? So let's look.
Rival tower disabled.
For minute 20. I think that's about 10 seconds. Yeah. So disabling the tower lasts for 10 seconds. Which is good to keep in mind. Something I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to showcase while I am alone, but that you should know about. When you disable the tower, 3 of these diamonds appear. If you destroy them all, the disabling stops immediately, and you get pushed back as you would normally when the tower comes back online. Which I'm not quite sure if it finished there or if I was able to showcase it here, but yeah, if you destroy the 3 diamonds, it stops, comes back online. So basically, in one single throw, I think the most you can do is 55% of damage.
disabled.
So that's 25. And I think each orb is worth 10%. Oh, I didn't have time. I'll have to check in the next round how much each diamond is worth, just to make sure. Another thing I want you to know is how often the
Your
cannon
team
shoots.
has taken
So
the cannon.
let's take a look at when it shoots next and how long it takes for it to shoot again.
Rival tower
29.
down.
Yeah, that looks to be about 10 seconds also. 19. Yeah. So the cannon also shoots every 10 seconds. So, you know, the timing here is not super complex, unless there are elements that I'm not super aware of, like cooldowns. This shoots every 10 seconds. The tower is disabled 10 seconds. This is 15 seconds. Captain shoots every 5 seconds about, like 51. Oh, a little bit faster. Oh, Captain definitely shoots much faster. Okay, interesting. Other cooldowns or durations that you might want to know about, like this is 120 seconds, so definitely use it with I don't know, moderation, let's call it that. Recalling, let's check how long recalling takes. About 4 seconds, 3.5, 4 seconds. I don't know if I can time
Only 1 minute left on the
that
clock.
better. Let's try to press exactly at 50 seconds. About 4 seconds. So that's a good amount of time. Like, definitely make sure that you are safe when you recall, because 4 seconds is a long time in Sparkball. It is enough time for someone to come and see that you're recalling and use a long range ability to hit a easy target. And often when you're recalling, you don't have that much health, so you cannot really afford to get hit. So yeah, make sure that you're safe. One thing I did not mention up to now, because I did not recall during during the rounds we played so far,
Overtime.
is when you destroy the enemy team's tower, these two jump pads come online. So you have this one, which will bring you. I think I can. Oh, there we go. All right. I didn't remember which key was the right one to get the free camp. So, if you use the regular big jump pad here, you come about this line. Like, this is about where you will land on the battlefield. But if you use these jump pads that appear only when you are on the second phase, when you've destroyed the enemy team's tower, well, these will get you over here. So right in the middle of the field. I think the other one on the top brings you in a similar place, just at the top. Yeah, right on the middle line. So these can allow you to go on the offensive a little bit quicker, and get to the middle of the field a bit faster. What else? I see, this is kind of interesting. The barrier regains health by itself, so it stays at. If nothing is happening, it will stay at 20% during overtime. So if it goes below 20% because you attack it, or because the cannon is shooting at it, as it is right now, it will go back to 20%. And it will stay there until someone comes and destroys it completely, or something happens, round ends. I don't think there's any way to heal the barrier, so it's not like you could like heal it to 30% and it will tick back down. But if nothing is happening, it does regain a little bit of health up to 20%. It goes to 21 but then comes back to 20 because like, but you get the point. So the barrier does regain a little bit of health when it is left alone. Another good thing to know, if you get the barrier down to 4% and then you wonder, oh, I left it at 4%, why is it at 20% now? Well, that's why. Okay, anything else? I think that's pretty good. So let's grab that. Let's see, can I shoot from here? That's just a little bit too far. So basically, like getting just in front of the tower, I think is your max range for the throw. Like if you get just in here, if you pass the line and you get in here, I think that's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be a I think that would also be a score. Let me test that just to check. So if you're on the line, I think you don't cross the goal. Yeah. But if you go in the same spot, oh, interesting, it pushes back. Oh, enemy captain is back. Nice. I didn't think they were coming back during overtime, but maybe walking into like that spot and grabbing the ball made him spawn. I'm not super familiar with all the details of overtime in this version of the game. That's something I'm exploring myself. But okay, let's destroy the barrier. Okay, and then if we come just here, we just go past the line. I think that's gonna be no. So the barrier goes a little bit out, like from the goal itself. So to score a goal, you'd have to get like maybe on the tower, just like this.
It's a goal.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So you can destroy the barrier from a little bit further than you can score. So you have to get a little tiny bit closer to score.
Round two.
I don't think that's gonna be super relevant in most cases. Okay, let's take a look at these augments before I go. Every player is permanently granted 10% CDR and pick up any of the orbs. I had time to read one. Unfortunately, that's one thing I would like to have more time to do, but in the VOD, maybe I'll go back and just take a look at some of these in previous videos. You have time to pause in the VOD or even live, I think. So that's something you can do. But yeah, with these augments, there's a few. You get one example this time. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't think like shooting, getting a goal from the furthest distance is super relevant, because if you got the barrier down, like you're probably in a position to score anyway. So I don't think getting like knowing your ranges is super important for scoring, but knowing your range for the tower, for example, is super relevant, because you can score from like barely, but technically your side of the battlefield on the enemy team's tower. If you're here, you do get a score with a full strength throw. So that's good to know, because like know your range. This is about like, I think the range goes something like this. My cursor would be like something like around here. a little past, like here, and then over here, well, you could, I think you would have the distance to throw, like technically from here, but there's something blocking you, so definitely that's not as useful. But knowing that you can score from about here, about here, about here, and then along, like basically along the curve of the cannon when you come down, is pretty useful. Like, I think something like this. Yeah, so something like here would be enough. No, I won't. I want to see how much every orb is worth, and if I can destroy orbs fast enough to get pushed back before the time limit. So let's try that. So let's say you're here, people are defending here. You can just whoop, get a quick throw, and let's try to destroy this as fast as we can. Okay, there we go. So I managed to destroy it quickly enough, and it seems like every diamond is worth 10% of the tower health. So it was at 50, we dealt 25 with the ball throw, and then 10% with each one. So we knocked it down to 15, then 5, then destroyed it. So the maximum you could do is 55% of the tower's health with one throw, which means you can technically destroy the tower with only 2 ball throws in it, which is something you can achieve quite quickly. So definitely, like, be careful with your defense. Make sure you have someone, because if an enemy team starts, like, if an enemy team is coordinated and you're not defending, you're just trying to pick fights, what the enemy team is going to do is they're going to throw the ball in the tower, they're going to destroy the 3 diamonds. Your tower will be down to 45%. And if you got TPK'd, your whole team was killed during a fight that led them to throw the ball in, well, they'll just pick up the ball and throw it in again. And then they can destroy your tower, your whole tower, with no resistance, because you all died and you weren't there to defend against a second throw in the tower. And then your tower is down, their tower is full health. Like, that's... Nothing is set in Sparkball. Like, you can definitely come back, and if you do the same thing, you'll get the tower in no time. So everything can swing very quickly. But if your tower is down and theirs is still up with 80% health, 75% health, something like that, like, that's a big disadvantage, because they can walk into your defensive zone freely while you still have a tower attacking you every time you go in there. So definitely make sure you have a good defense.
Overtime.
And here, yeah, we pretty much looked at everything we need. Something that might be interesting to know, I think you can score from, like, basically the corner of the battlefield.
Rival captain is under attack.
Without any difficulty. I think even like, if I come here, even just tapping the spacebar, not charging it fully, is enough.
Rival captain is under
barely
attack.
enough, but just enough. So if you are here and you want a quick score, don't charge your throw. Just stay here, aim, and press space, and it's gonna be enough. We can take a look at different distances. That might be fun. So a press, oh come on, okay, a press of the spacebar, no charge at all, is
Enemy captain is
1,
back.
2, and a third. They're not yards, they're a fictional measurement, but I don't know. Like, one of these lines in the grass, 2 1/3. Like if I'm standing right on it, I throw it straight forward. 2 1/3 lines. While a completely charged throw okay, about right here. Same position, completely charged, is 1, 2, 3, just below 4 lines. So that's good to know too. If you're looking to pass to someone, you can usually just quickly pass. You don't have to charge, but if they're far away, you can cover a lot of distance quite quickly if you pass. If you have some good pass, like if you're here, you can go 1, 2, 3, almost 4. So you can, with the full charge, pass to someone who would be ready to, like, throw right away. So definitely keep that in mind. Getting from one end of the battlefield to the other is quite quickly if you charge your throws and just pass to someone. Like, what would it take? 1. The crates are in the way. I'll just do this. All right. 2. 3. And you're in range to shoot. So, like, it takes no time to cover the whole map. So, if let's say you're defending, like, let's take a, like, you're overconfident, because that would be very overconfident, but the whole team destroyed your tower, they're in here, and they're attacking your goal. Well, if you manage to grab the ball over here, and you have some of your team that's still over there, if you have a free, like, if you have a line that you can throw it over there, they can grab it, and in 5 seconds, something like that, if they're quick enough, like, they can grab, pass, and like in under 5 seconds they're here and they can shoot. And that's why things can swing so quickly in Sparkball. Like something like that, something that you are very confident that, oh, we are here, the tower is down, we can shoot at the barrier, there's only one person that's protecting the goal, like that's an easy win. Well, that can quickly go from an easy win to a, oh no, they are on our goal and we are all here. Because if the one person defending grabs it, throws it over here, someone maybe takes a jump pad, gets to the middle, throws it to the person that was staying in the back, and that person starts ramming the ball in the barrier. Like, you're gonna have to go back, and now going back means like taking your little feet and walking to the jump pad, maybe if you are lucky and you're up top, and then taking the jump pad. That gives you a little bit that saves you maybe a little bit of time. You keep walking, maybe you're mounted, that saves you a little bit of time, but like, that's a good amount of time that one person is just shooting at your barrier. So that's one lesson that you definitely have to learn in Sparkball, is it's not over until it is. Something like that can happen very quickly and turn something that seemed desperate into, oh shit, the barrier is down now. So our is down, but their is down too. So it comes down to maybe a one team fight, and if we can win that, well, we get the win, you know. So never despair in Sparkball. It's never lost. Definitely, I've seen games like that where one team was dominating a round, getting kills, getting the ball into the tower, destroying the tower really quickly, but then getting into the second phase with the goal and the barrier, and like the enemy team just something clicked and they were able to destroy the tower and get on the barrier instantly, and then, oh, we were far ahead but now we're lagging behind. I've seen it happen. Oh. All right. With that, I think we went through pretty much everything we had to see in the map itself. I think I've shown you everything I wanted to show you in the map, and this should give you a good idea of what the map looks like in general. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the map. Let's maybe jump into more of the training. Just gonna take a look if we have people. Doesn't look like we have enough people to get into a game right now, which is totally fine. So with that, let's see. Let's jump into the challenge mode right away. Challenge mode. And maybe take a look at different characters. See what they got. What they can do, each one. See if one is faster. And why not? Let's start with Kana. So Kana is a melee damage dealer. Her auto attacks are a wide arc in front of her. Can damage a few characters at once. Like if they're bunched up and you're well positioned, like you can definitely hit 3 of the enemy team's characters and quickly like do some good damage. One like full, I don't know how to call that, rep, like one of this combo sequence, one full sequence, let's call it that, of force wing deals 120 damage, so more than 10% of health, and that's just a basic attack, you know. So if a Hotpaws or a Inksy like gets a stun on a few people, get in there and start hitting, and you can deal a lot of damage in a short period of time. So that's the auto attacks. Her right click is a ranged attack. I forget that you cast instantly. I don't know if there's a press and release option yet, but it's a strict skill shot. If it hits, it deals a good amount of damage, and it also slows the target. Very good ability, very good to chase someone, because it allows you to catch up to them because they're slowed, and it also deals a good amount of damage. Q makes you invulnerable for a moment and gives you a counter. If someone hits you during that duration, you teleport behind them, avoid the damage, and deal a bit of damage to them. So if a big ability is coming, you use your counter, you will avoid the damage, and you can counter attack, which is super good. I don't know if it stops crowd control though, and there is no way of testing it here, but I'm not sure, like if Inksy uses the stun, you'll avoid the damage, but I don't know if you avoid the stun too. So maybe you don't take the damage, but you take the stun. So maybe to see something to check, maybe if you're interested in Kana. Her spacebar is a dash forward. She deals damage while she dashes, and her ultimate ability is the Sashimi Shenga, which she can make leave, just like that, which I didn't show last time. And she have a passive ability, Chef de Cuisine, quand même drôle, kind of funny. So Her passive, dealing damage seasoned enemies at 5 stacks, kind of tosses a meal to the lowest health ally in range. So often it's herself, because she is the only one in range, but if there's others, well, she can heal allies. Meals heal and grant movement speed. For every meal served, Kana gains bonus attack power, stacks 3 times. On her left mouse buttons, Kana slashes can do... Oh, well, that's her basic low attacks, dealing 30 damage. About 30 damage. To all enemies hit, Kana's third attack slashes 3 times in rapid succession. Wait, so that's 5 damage. Wait, 5 auto attacks in a sequence. Oh yeah, that's 5. Oh my god, I don't know how to count. So that's 150 damage for one full auto attack sequence. Which is really good. She deals a lot of damage, and with good healing ability for herself, but also allies, Kana is in a really strong place right now. Let's go back in target practice. Let's show you what she can do. Let's grab the ball, do this, kill Hamon right away. We're gonna do that. Oh, I really thought... Oh, unfortunate. If I do this, I'm gonna kill them both with the counter and throw the ball under 15 seconds. Not too bad. Here it's not super obvious, but I do believe like you teleport behind Hamon, who's the first to deal damage to you, and then do the counter, which is an AoE. I do believe that's what happens in that sequence. Let's switch heroes. Let's go in order. So Enna. Range sustained damage. So her auto attacks. Straight line skill shots. She shoots 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So 4 of these for 20 damage, about 20 damage each, which is a total of 80. So you can see range comes with a little bit less damage because you're a little bit more safe, but that's usually the trade-off in MOBAs and brawlers. If you're in range, you do a little bit less damage, but she can sustain that damage very easily. Her right mouse click is a straight line skill shot. It deals about 100 damage, pretty decent. Her space bar is a teleport, and her Q the barrier. So I showed all of these earlier. Her passive ability, Enna quickly fires out 4 daggers in rapid succession, dealing about 20 damage to the first enemy hit. And it spawns a flurry blade every 2 hits. When you walk over the flurry blades, you activate them, causing them to fly towards the nearest enemy, dealing 23 damage. So a weird playstyle where you have to hit enemies from a distance, but then you have to get close to them to activate your flurry blades and deal even more damage to them. One thing that you can definitely do is deal damage to them like this, and then teleport in to do a good amount of burst damage. But then you have your space bar on cooldown, so pick your battles. You don't want to do that every time because you are a little bit squishy. So if you just jump in with your space bar to deal damage, that's great. But then if there's people on you, well, you're gonna die. So if you're chasing one person, definitely do it. You might be able to kill that person and then you're safe. They're dead. But if it's in the enemy team, maybe think about it twice. Let's see what she can do on the target practice course. Let's go.
Sparkball.
Not too bad, not too bad. This is going well. Oh, I really thought he would die from the barrier before.
It's a goal for Team Glow.
All right. I think I've said it before, but the timer right now is a little bit busted, so it's not super reliable, but let's see if we can do under 15 seconds. because that seems to be what we did this
Play
time.
Sparkball.
Okay, too bad. Okay,
It's a goal for Team
1350.
Glow.
Not too bad. So that is Enna. A little bit less AoE than Kana. Definitely more targeted, more bursty. I would say with the flurry blades, like it's definitely more about burst damage. But she really has very good sustain with her basic attacks that she can just throw out there all the time. Yeah, let's leave it at that for Enna. Let's take a look at Snooker, a ranged sniper. So Snooker has the longest range of any characters, I do believe. Oh, that's weird. I don't see the indicator anymore. Is it because there's something about texture? Yeah, something weird is happening with textures. But Snooker is super... he's a glass cannon, so he's super squishy. I had weak in mind. He's not weak, he's just squishy. But he can deal damage from a really good distance and some really good damage. So his basic abilities, he fires off a pool ball in targeted direction, dealing 88 damage to the first enemy hit. Snooker can charge up his shot, increasing its damage. At a full charge, the attack will knock enemies back. So if you just click, you deal some damage. Oh, 61. And I think 88 might be fully charged. 120. So I think this may be outdated. But basically, if you can just throw some of these pool balls quite quickly, and you have some decent like attack speed if you do so. But if you charge your attack, you can shoot from a big distance, push back the enemy, and deal 120 damage in one shot with just a basic attack. Which, to remind you, 120 is like the right mouse button of Kana, which is on a 8-10 second cooldown, and that's your basic attacks. But that's your basic attacks, so you can do it a lot. You don't have any cooldowns on it, but you do have to charge them, and it means you don't have like a flurry of attacks like Kana has. So advantages, disadvantages, but definitely your goal is to poke from a distance. Like that's what you do as Snooker. You don't want to be in the middle of the action because you're so squishy, but even from afar you can really deal some good damage. The right mouse button for Snooker, free break. Snooker tosses us an oversized cue ball in an arc to the targeted location. The ball explodes on impact, dealing 114 damage in an area and knocking enemies away. Just like this. Boop. Good AoE damage on this one. Good displacement too, allows you to maybe shoot if someone is defending. Well, you can displace them and get a line to shoot, to score. If someone is chasing you, maybe you can push them back. Good ability all around. The Q places a pocket on the ground at the targeted location after a short activation time. There we go. That was the activation time. Enemies that step into it are knocked into the pocket, take 140 damage and are rooted. You can step into the pocket to pick it back up, so it will refresh your... Oh, it was supposed to refresh it. Ah, there we go. So, instead of being 10 seconds, like, it stops at 5. 4. Well, not super clear visually, but it does refresh your cooldown, so you pick it back up and you can place it again somewhere else. if an enemy steps in it, they will be rooted and be dealt some damage. And your ultimate, oh, I think I didn't talk about the ultimate for Enna. It's a straight line skill shot that goes across the map. Not super complicated or anything. Very good damage, but the range is really the interesting part. And for Snooker, it's a giant 8-ball that you can control the trajectory of and bounce from the terrain. So if it hits an enemy, it will explode, dealing a good chunk of damage. Here it says 225. I wouldn't be shocked if it were like a little bit more. This says base 115 and bonus 110. That may be so. I'm not quite sure, but oh. Huh. What did I do? No, I don't mean no cooldown. Alright. I was trying to open the shop, but I'm not sure. Maybe there is no shop in this in this mode. But anyway, you can control it with your WASD keys. So you can redirect it if you're not, like, if someone is getting out of the way, well, you can make it go that way anyway. And you can also make it bounce. So if you want to make it bounce like this, if you're in the battlefield and there's the big rock in the middle right here, well, you can still make it bounce there and get over the rock, something like that. But also worthy to note, when you use your ultimate with Snooker, you are yourself basically stunned because you're controlling the ball. So you're not doing anything, you're not moving, you're just controlling the giant A-ball. So keep that in mind. Stay safe. Let's take a look at what he can do in the target practice. I don't think he's gonna be the fastest for this exercise, but let's see what... Whoa. Well, definitely if I don't shoot correctly. Okay, not too bad. Okay. A little bit over 15 seconds. Probably shorter if I didn't miss that that second target. Let's try again. So let's do this. Let's do that. Let's short this. Let's pass here. Dash like this. If I put this here. Oh, damn! I take back what I said. He's super good at this. 11 second 34. That's really good. I think that's my record, actually. Wow. Okay, so I take back what I said. He has a super good kit to go through the target practice. I don't think he's too fast, though. So that's what I thought. Maybe he wouldn't be super quick. 400. Maybe he has the same movement speed as all the other, actually. Let's switch to Kana just to confirm. 435. She is a little bit quicker. I'm not crazy. Okay, interesting. Cooldown reduction, armor, attack power. That's interesting to see. They seem to all have different base stats for those. 415 move speed, 111 attack, 25 armor. Interesting. Let's go back to Snooker. 11. Okay, so attack power and armor seems to be the base of everyone, at least all the damage dealers so far, but movement speed is different from one another. Interesting. So that's why I thought he may not be the best character for this, but his kit allows to deal damage to the enemy quite quickly. So that makes up for it, I think. Oh, no. Oh, come on. If I were good, that would have been quick. If I were good, that would have been super quick. But that's
Let's play Sparkball.
That's not a problem. Okay. Too bad. Whoa!
It's a goal
Damn.
for Team Glow.
I don't know what happened. I thought I hit them, but apparently not. Let's go back. I want to try Snooker again. Maybe it was fluke, you know? Maybe I just got super lucky with my... Oh, unlucky. That's not lucky, that's unlucky. Oh, I'm blundering now. Oh, come on. You're not dead. How come?
It's a goal for Team Glow.
That was super slow. Let's... I want to see if it was a fluke. I want to do it again. Let me see it wasn't a fluke. Let me make sure.
Let's play Sparkball.
Let's do this. Oh, that was not a fluke. Damn, super good. Under 12 seconds. A second time. Like that's beating my previous record twice. So, super good. Damn. Alright, Snooker, I see you. Next character on our list, Inksy, ranged burst mage. She is one of the characters I have the least experience with. Like, by far, she's one of the hardest characters, I would say. Her playstyle is just so unique that I haven't touched her, thinking, well, I'll just focus on the others. And if I don't have maybe the strongest hero, but if I don't play the strongest hero, I'll be able to play like 2 or 3 really good ones. But let's go over her abilities. Her basic attack, Inksy sprays all enemies in an AoE, dealing 11 damage and marking them with pain stacks. 11 damage is not a lot, but it goes super quickly. Like, you see that? I don't even know how many you apply. Like, that's maybe 10? 12 of them? Like, maybe it's possible to count, but I would have to slow it down. Maybe that's something we can do with the VOD. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, like, you do over 100 damage, I would say, with one sequence of basic attack. And her arc is probably, like, a little bit bigger than Kana's. At least she can get a little bit further than Kana, I think. Even if the arc may not be as wide, it's definitely a big AoE. So that's a lot of damage that she can take just by having such a strong basic attack. Her fine art with the right mouse click. Inksy sprays on the ground the trajectory of her incoming projectile. After a brief delay, the projectile spawns and follows the trajectory. Once per cast, each enemy hit takes 100 damage and is marked with pain stacks. So just like so. Oh, that was weird. It's not what I meant to do. Looks like it went into the wall and got stopped. I'll try to do something like this. Okay, and that's what it looks like. So what about 100 damage? And give some pain stacks. I don't know what the pain stacks do, actually. I don't know if that's an artifact of something else from before. Applying pain stacks. Pain stacks. Her spacebar, Inksy disappears and re-emerges at the target location. It's a teleport. Applying a heavy slow for 0.5 seconds and dealing some damage. So, poof, like this. This glitched a little bit. I missed the animation, so I'll do it again just to make sure that you can see what it looks like. There we go, like that. And her Q, the bomb. Inksy conjures a massive meteoroid that descends towards the target location. Upon impact, the meteoroid will explode, dealing 145 damage and stunning each enemy according to their pain stacks. Aha! stunning enemy according to their pain stack. So to make your Q more effective, you have to apply pain stacks first. It still does really good base damage, so I'm kind of scared to see what it does with pain stacks. Let's apply a few pain stacks like this. What does it do now? Wow! Oh, that's insane. That's so much damage. Well, that's Inksy for you. She does so much damage, like for real. She's probably the strongest character at the moment. But hard to play. Definitely not straightforward because her abilities take a lot of aiming. And she has to make sure that she applies pain stacks before she does her Q. Her Q does take a little bit of time, so enemies have time to get out of the way. So there's all of that to take into account. And last but not least, ultimate. Inksy quickly dashes in the target direction, dealing 92 damage and painting all enemies that she comes in contact with. After a brief delay, she pulls all of the marked enemies to her final dash location. So it looks a little something like this. Oops, that was a spacebar. R. Like that. So, very easy combos you can think about. Something like this. Use the ult, dash, get everyone in that area, and then they're stunned. So that's Inksy for you. Let's see how she does in the target practice.
Let's play Sparkball.
Oh. I wasn't too good with the right click. Yeah, that was not too good, but I think that's just my
It's a goal for Team Glow.
My ability to play Inksy. Let's try again. I do want to see if 111, 25, and 425. So she is fast. She's pretty fast. Good to know. But still has the same base damage and armor as the other assassins. Okay, this is going well. Oh. Dang, if my right mouse was a little bit better placed, I think I could have done that super quickly. Let's try again.
Play Sparkball.
Oh, come on. Oh. Have to put it a lot more forward because I really thought Hotpaws would come to me much faster, but he doesn't. Okay. Let's try again. Let's try again. Just push forward. Just push forward. Oh, this time it didn't hit Hamon. Oh my god.
For Team Glow.
Let's try again. Let's try again. Not super used to Inksy, as you can see. Let's go. 10 second 41. Damn. She's good. She's good. She's fast. So it looks like she has a super good kit to do this. And she's fast. Like, contrarily to Snooker, who has a good kit, some good AoE, can deal with the enemies quite quickly, but is not as fast. So, 10 second and a half. Under 10 second and a half. That's super quick. Wow. Alright. Oh, I'm looking at my camera now, and I'm looking super white. Sun just came out. Okay. I think... Well, one last with Inksy, just for fun. Just for the fun of it. Let's do this, let's do that, let's just push forward, pass, teleport. Oh, come on. No, I have to do one real last. I cannot end Inksy's run with that. That would be criminal.
It's a goal
That
for
would be
Team
criminal. Let's try again. Okay, let's go.
Glow. Let's play Sparkball.
Just push forward. Oh no, I used my right click for no reason. And I
It's a
still
goal
did it
for
in
Team
12,
Glow.
12 seconds, 24. Oh my god, she's so fast. Let's try again. Okay, one last.
Let's play
Do good.
Sparkball.
No, it was too high up. And there's a little bit of RNG with this course that, like, if you're in the right spot, it will just be a little bit faster.
It's a goal
But
for
that was
Team
so
Glow.
up top that, like,
Let's
it wasn't
play
good.
Sparkball.
I'm still doing it. I'm just trying to get that fastest run I can with Inksy. Oh, I missed Hamon. Oh, okay, that's gonna be my last. I'm not gonna be able
It's
to
a
do that
goal
again.
for Team Glow.
10 seconds was just so quick. Right now, Jet is not available. He's not out yet, so we'll go right to Zeke. 111, 25, and 430. Quite quick, this Zeke. And it's been a long time I haven't played Zeke, so I don't know what his abilities are now. Basic attack. Zeke quickly attacks in sequence, culminating in a final blow dealing massive damage and applying a mark stack. Okay. Every hit against an enemy with 4 mark stacks will reduce the space cooldown by 5 seconds. Oh, interesting. Empowered. Increased attack speed, range, and full basic attack chains apply 2 mark stacks. I think that's his ult. Empowered. Like he's empowering his basic attacks. So when he uses his ult, he gets increased attack speed, range, and full basic attack chains. Apply 2 mark stacks. So like this. You can see here melee, but way shorter range than we've seen before. Even with Kana, I think she has further range than that a little bit. And, well, Inksy, like, you can see the difference. Inksy was here and hitting the dummies. Like, you have to get up close with Zeke. So it's a sequence of 3 attacks. It looks like 1, 2, 3, and the last one deals more damage. So 100 damage, more or less, for a full sequence. Okay. Shuriken toss. Zeke throws 3 shuriken in a cone. Each hit will, well, I guess that's damage and slow by 15% for 1 second, and apply a marked stack after a brief delay. Or by hitting a wall or enemy, they will return back to Zeke doing the same on the way back. So like this. I wonder if... There we go, you see. So you can deal a lot of damage. Shotgun, Zeke is definitely still alive. That was a thing before, so where you just get as close as you can to one target and deal a lot. Take into account right now there are 2 of the targets here, so you see a lot of numbers. That's not that much, but if they do 30 damage each, you hit all 3, that's 90. Coming back, that's another 90, 180 damage total. That's some good damage. And cooldown 7 seconds. That's not super long. Like, definitely you hit it and you're ready to use it again quite quickly. All right. Spacebar, you dash, deal a bit of damage. If an enemy has 4 marked stacks, Zeke will throw an explosive shuriken at them. And the cooldown of this ability will immediately refresh. Otherwise, he will simply apply a mark stack. So let's let's apply mark stacks like that. Okay, looks like it's ready. And if we do that, bam! And we're ready to dash again. Interesting. So if you can dash, I wonder if you can dash like 3 times in a row if you apply it to enough people. Let's see. Okay, so if I do this, do that. Yeah, so you can like chain. You can chain those dashes if you do it with enough people with marks. Interesting. Okay. And the Q is a AoE around you, dealing damage. Hits close to the edge of the radius will deal bonus damage. Interesting. So if you're here, it deals more damage than if you're here, I guess. Let's try it. Yeah. So I think there's a circle inside the range. Let's see. Yeah, right here. If you're inside that inner circle, it's a little bit less damage. If you're in the outer circle, though, it deals more. And this is enraged, so it basically gives you lifesteal, gives you extra attack, empowers your basic attacks. Not super visual, so I'm not gonna show it. But we talked about it already. Let's try this target practice course with Zeke. I think he may not be the best character for this. Oh, damn.
It's a goal for Team Glow.
That was slow. That was super slow. Okay. But I think that's just me. But still, his dash not super... doesn't go super far. Shuriken Toss is pretty good for ranged attacks, so to deal damage to someone before they are on you. The basic attack's not super quicks either, though. So I don't think he has the best kit for the target practice, which is, you know, not what you make a kit for anyway, but... Ow. Oh my god. So, like, it's not a diss on Z. That's not what he should be good at, but...
It's a goal for Team Glow.
It's just, I don't think he's gonna be the best character to do the target practice with.
Let's play Sparkball.
Oh, he had so little health left.
It's a goal.
Maybe he's not too bad. Maybe with a little bit of practice, you could do some good work with Zeke on the target practice. But I do want to go on to Vexa. I'm gonna try to finish this quickly. May not go as much in depth for the tanks and the healers, but going through the damage deal is already a good beginning, in my opinion. 400 with base speed, 111, 25. Vexa has a phaser beam, so she attacks like this continuously and stops a little bit before going back again once this red bar gets completely full. If you stop before the end of the red bar, it will tick down, but I think going to the end makes it tick down faster. Yeah, so it's not worth like getting here and waiting. You should just keep your left click pressed all the time, basically, with Vexa. Don't try to save time by like stopping here. It's not worth it. If you go to the end of the bar, it comes back super quickly. Her right click, yeah. Her right click is Gravity Well. You throw... Ooh, that was a bit weird. I didn't click it again. But you throw this orb that grows as it goes along a straight line. And you can detonate it again by pressing right click again. That's super weird. I don't... Reactivating the ability will detonate the orb. I'm not pressing again. I wonder if my mouse is just too old. And thinks I am. But it should travel the whole distance, which I cannot showcase this here. But if you get someone detonated while someone is in the middle of the orb, they will be stunned and dealt a lot of damage. If they're just inside the orb, but not in the middle, they are dealt damage, but they are not stunned. Warp 10. Vexa becomes empowered for 1 second, receiving 80% bonus movement speed and a shield that lasts for 2 seconds. That's the spacebar, so you go a little bit faster, you get a shield. So a little bit of a defense ability at the same time. 10th dimensional gate. Vexa places a gate at the targeted location, which on overlap will speed up allies along with damaging and slowing enemies. The gate will also empower Vexa's projectiles, increasing their radius, travel speed, and granting them extra damage. So you place a little gate like this, and yeah. It goes a little bit further. If you go through the gate, it deals a little bit more damage too, I think. No, it doesn't deal more damage, but if you... I cannot showcase it here, but if you use your right click with the gate, it will grow in size. Maybe if I'm close enough, I can show it a little bit like this. No, unfortunate. But the ultimate ability, Black Hole. Vexa creates a massive black hole at the targeted location, slowing and dealing periodic damage. After 1.5 delay, it erupts, dealing massive damage and pulling in all targets at the center of the area. Like this. Boom. Good damage, good displacement, good CC. Good ability, all around. Let's see what she can do in the target practice. I don't think she's going to be the best for that. I think she lacks a little bit of damage for a great performance, and she does not have a movement ability in the traditional sense. Like, she gets a little bit of movement speed, but she's not the fastest at, like, she's not the fastest to begin with, so she just kind of makes up for her speed with her movement ability. So I don't think she's going to be able to do wonders in this target practice. Ow. Yeah, she's so slow. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's what it's supposed to look like. There we go. I'm not going to dwell on Vexa much longer, I think. You've got the gist of it with what you've seen. And it's been a while I haven't played her, so I'm not going to be able to go much more in detail with her. But let's take a quick look at different tanks. Janitor, melee tank disruptor. Hotpaws, also melee tank disruptor. This one, Hamon, is more of a bruiser. Very good character in my opinion at the moment. Let's take a look at Jan. So this one is a character I've been playing more with. So passive, every 7.5 seconds, Janitor's next basic attack deals additional 48 damage, slows enemies hit, and heals Janitor for 48 base on the total number of enemies hit. Janitor swings his mighty mop, dealing 48 damage to targets in front of him. Pretty wide arc, so that's the first attack. It had been more than 7.5 seconds, but that's his arc. Let's show you like where you can hit. So you can hit from here to about there. Yeah. And every 7.5 seconds you will get that big attack that will also slow the enemies, heal you. Yeah. The right click is a plunger. It allows you to close a distance with an enemy. It pulls you and the enemy to the middle of it, so it allows you to move a little bit forward. They move a little bit back. Your spacebar is a sweep. You do push enemies with you and deal damage to them with that sweep. Pretty good ability. If you manage to push an enemy into a wall or other kind of terrain, you stun them, which I will try to show. There we go, stun. Defend and disinfect D&D. Janitor throws an explosion of cleaning supplies to the target location, creating a breakable barrier that blocks enemy projectiles. Allies are granted a shield the first time they touch the barrier, so if you throw it here, enemy projectile will not be able to go through that, and allies get a shield if they come in contact with it for the first time. But it's breakable, so the projectiles that get stopped by the barrier do deal damage to it until it is broken or the duration is up. And Toilet Surprise, the ultimate, I will just show you because it's pretty funny. Boom! Toilet. In that area, I do believe the enemies are slowed for the duration. This is terrain now, so you cannot go through it. It stuns, it deals damage when the enemies get hit for the first time, and then they are slowed in that area. Pretty good to also create terrain, so if you want to block a path or something, very good ability. Let's see what Janitor can do in the practice course. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Oh, I think if I hit him with my empowered auto attack, it would have been one shot. Interesting. Okay, let's try that again. We're ready. Not too bad. No, oh, come on. Empowered auto attack does kill Hamon in one shot. Interesting. Good to know. So I think if I come here, that's enough. And yeah, I think that's the plan. With Janitor, you hit Hamon every time with the empowered auto attack, and you hit Hotpaws with the plunger, which now I won't have because I just used it. But that's all right. Yeah, not too bad. I'm curious. 111, 25, and 410. So looks like even across like tanks and damage dealers, this stays the same base stats, but movement speed does change from one character to the other. Interesting. Okay, let's try to get a good run with Jan. Ooh, that's gonna cost a little bit of time though. Oh, not too bad. I can. I want to do a couple more. I think I can get a little bit quicker, but if not, I'm not gonna waste too much time on that. Not too bad. Not bad. 11:55. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay, let's go to Hotpaws, one of my favorite character, if not my favorite at the moment, just for the design. His kit, I'm having some trouble getting my head around, so I'm not playing him as much as I used to before his kit got changed, but still one of my favorite characters for the design. He's just a big ball of lava that wants to be friends with anyone. Like, how could you be mad at that? Alright, left click. Passive. When Hotpaws stands near an enemy, they begin to heat up. Once fully heated, Hotpaws may fist bump them to make a friend, dealing divine damage and healing himself. So I wonder if I can see that. Maybe not with the dummies. Or maybe that was it with the dummies. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be an effect, but wait a second. 43, 43, 43, and then how much? That cannot be 300 damage. 381 damage if you heat them up. Oh my god, that's insane. And you heal yourself. Wow. Oh my god, that's like more than half of Snooker's hit points in one hit if you stand close to the enemy long enough. Whoa, I didn't know that. And maybe that's why I had so much trouble. Hotpaws throws out a friendly fist bump, dealing 42 damage given he has giant super hot fist. Oops. I love that he's just trying to make friends. And yeah, a bit clumsy with it. Okay, so I didn't know that. So you have to stand close to the people. Like that's the thing you do. You stand close to them, you hug them, and then boom, fist bump. And oops. Oops, 381 damage. Oops. Okay, that's a big thing I didn't know about the new kit, and that now I feel stupid not knowing. Applause. Hotpaws high-fives himself so hard that part of the ground ruptures at his targeted location, dealing 96 damage to enemies and knocking both enemies and allies in the targeted direction. So be careful with that. You don't want to throw your ally in some place that would be bad for them. But for enemies, do displace them. It's some good damage. And looks like it does apply the passive when you do the applause. Dealing 300 damage and 92 with the base thing. I wonder if I can make sure it is. Yeah, so I was not close to them. I did not apply the stack, the heat up stack, but when I do, and oh, that's a pretty big distance too. But if I'm close enough to someone for long enough and I do deal damage, I deal a shit ton of damage to them. Okay, interesting. I think that's not going to be super good for the target practice because I'm not standing close to the people long enough to apply that, but good to know. Spacebar is a jump in the air where you land, you will stun enemies and deal damage to them. The Q creates a barrier for projectiles of the enemy team, and at the end you throw out this lava ball, dealing damage to the enemy's hit. Damage absorbed by the shield increases the projectile's damage, so good to know. If a big projectile is coming towards you, use your Q, negate that, and deal some more damage. So that's really good for Hotpaws. I'll just show you what the stun looks like. There we go. Pretty good stun. Like it lasts a good amount of time. And the ultimate, even hotter paws, never deterred by his inability to make friends. Hotpaws tries even harder, gaining increased size, movement speed, and health regeneration for 8 seconds. While moving, he stomps the ground, dealing 12 damage and knocking back nearby enemies. So it looks like this. You just become big, you stomp the ground, you knock back enemies, deal more damage. And I think you're a bit more tanky too. Health regen, yeah, health regen is increased for 8 seconds, so you get a little bit more survivability. That is Hotpaws for you. Let's jump into it and see how good he can be at this target practice ground. Oh, that's just unlucky. Oh, that's bad. But that's just me. Okay. Let's try again. Let's try a few times with Hotpaws. What do we got here? It's good. It's good. It's good. The jump is not super quick. That's one of the big drawbacks of Hotpaws, in my opinion. Is that his movement ability is not fast. It deals damage, it's stun, it's a good movement ability for the CC, but it's not quick. And that's a big disability. Well, a big disadvantage for Hotpaws, especially on defense when you want to get in front of the enemies that are trying to get into that are trying to defend
It's a goal for
you
Team
from
Glow.
scoring. Well, no. When you are defending, trying to stop someone from scoring, being able to move quickly is super important. Hotpaws does not have that. I'll do just one last run, just to see if we can go a little bit faster with Hotpaws. Oh, that's not gonna help. Not too bad.
It's a
If
goal
I'd been
for
better,
Team
I
Glow.
think it would have been a decent time. Okay. Let's go on to our last tank, and then we'll take a little look at our healers. Well, supports. 111, 25, 415. I thought Hamon was a little bit faster than that. So, Hamon has Justice and Cruelty, his two axes. Swings his axe 4 times, dealing 30 damage with each attack. His next attack slams the ground in front of him, dealing 30 damage to enemies caught by the blast. So, bam. So 34 damage for base attacks, and the other one deals twice that, 68. So in that set of 5 attacks, that's 30 times 4, 120 plus 60, 180. So a lot of damage. Like, definitely he's a bruiser for a reason. Categorized as a bruiser because he can deal a lot of damage. That sequence is not the fastest, as you can see, but still, like, good damage. And not the greatest range though. We're looking at something more in the line of Zeke for Hamon as far as range. And not super big arc too. It's not too bad actually. That's a pretty big arc. So that's his auto attacks. And my axe! Hamon launches a shockwave from his axe in the target's direction, pulling himself to the first target and dealing damage. So you pull yourself to your target. I wonder if it works on walls. I think it did at some point, but I don't think it does anymore. No, it does not. So if you hit an enemy only, do you pull yourself to the target. Space, leap. You leap in the direction and you slow on arrival. So a little bit weaker CC than Hamon, but the speed of the jump really is worth it because Hamon is super slow. People can get out of the way. Hotpaws is super slow. People get out of the way. Hamon, it's quick. Like, you jump, you're there. It's about the same speed as a dash, but you get into the air. Hotpaws is slower. Your Q is a whirlwind. You deal damage to everyone around you, and you do heal, I believe, draining life over time from nearby enemies. And your ultimate is a big cone in front of you that stuns enemies and deals damage. The stun is pretty sizable. It's pretty. It lasts for a good amount of time. Yeah, that's about it for the kit. Let's see how good he can be at this target
Let's play
practice.
Sparkball.
Oh, it didn't bounce. Unfortunate. Oh, here I
It's a
think
goal
I
for
should have
Team Glow.
stopped the whirlwind, which is a thing I think I can do. Let's try that again.
Let's play Sparkball.
Okay, not too bad. Oh, I didn't kill you. Weird.
It's a goal for Team Glow.
Not super fast. Maybe not the best kit to do this,
Let's play Sparkball.
to do this target practice course. Then again, maybe it is. Oh, I got stunned. If not for that stun, that would have been quite fast, I think. A little over 12 seconds, maybe?
Let's play Sparkball.
Let's try just a few more. Oh, no. Oh. Unfortunate.
It's a goal for
Yeah,
Team
so I
Glow.
can stop the whirlwind. Okay. I think if I want to use it, that's what I have to do.
Let's play Sparkball.
Oh, come on. I'm not even aiming anymore. Oh, I have to stop the stream. I'm just tired now. Let's do a few more. We'll go through the supports, and then we'll call it a day. That will be enough for today.
Let's play Sparkball.
Okay, two more with Hamon. Not
It's a goal
bad.
for Team
13
Glow.
13 seconds, not bad. One last.
Let's play Sparkball.
Not bad. Okay, that works. Nice, just over 12 seconds. All right, that will be the hit, and that will be it for Hamon. Let's take a look at Gus Todian. Gus swings his broom. Gusto. Dealing 38 damage. When empowered, Gus fires a swirling waves in a straight line, healing allies and dealing damage to enemies for the same amount. So I don't know what empowers the ability. Okay, looks like it's some kind of the cooldown. And you deal more damage to enemies and heal around you after... Yeah, after maybe 5-10 seconds, something like that. There's a little animation that shows you when your next attack is going to be empowered. And that's about... Oh, I don't have a timer here, so... Maybe 5 to 10 seconds, somewhere around that. Wash up, Gus dashes to the targeted ally, granting the target and himself a shield for 10% of his max HP. Gus can also cast the ability directly on himself. I don't have an ally, so you're gonna have to see what it does. Little shield. It's good to mitigate damage, but it doesn't last super long, as you could see. Like, I'll do it again. There, and it's gone. So... good to mitigate damage, but you really have to master your timing with that. It's also a good movement ability because you do dash to your ally. So yeah, good to get the movement, but not super good. It doesn't heal, so it's not a healing ability, it's a support ability. Spacebar is Toilet Surprise, another version of Toilet Surprise. You throw out this one and you can ride the trail that it leaves. If you hit someone with the toilet, they are stunned. If you hit someone while you slide on the trail, they are stunned too, I do believe. Like, oh, that's weird. It is by far the longest range ability. The longest range movement ability is what I should say. You can go really far with it. Like, you can do all of this. Maybe it doesn't stun. Maybe it just deals damage, actually. Dealing damage and after colliding with an enemy. It looks like that. Bath Bomb. Gus Todian throws explosive cleaning supplies to the target location. Upon coming into contact with a hero, it explodes, immediately healing allies and damaging enemies twice. And then once every 0.5 seconds. So it slows, deals damage. And I think if you just throw it on the ground, it will just not do anything until someone gets into it. I think that's how this ability reads. Hyper Clean. Gus fires his power washer in a beam periodically, dealing damage to enemies and healing allies. So, like this. If I had allies, I would be healing them right now. Let's see what Gus Todian can do in the target practice. Not the best movement ability for this course, I would say. Oh.
It's a goal for Team Glow.
Was that really 12 seconds? I don't think that's right. It might be. It might be. Who knows? Let's try that again. Maybe use the movement ability at a different time, because I think it's not the same strat as other movement abilities. Oh, I missed it. I use it at the not at the right moment.
It's a goal for Team Glow.
These auto attacks do hit like a truck, don't they? 63. Whoa, that's a lot. He deals so much damage. Wow. Doesn't have a sequence like others, so maybe it doesn't come to a higher DPS or anything, but those attacks hit hard. Interesting.
It's a goal for Team Glow.
Maybe one last run with Gus Todian, and then we'll go on to our last character, my current main, Roostandor. What if I do that? Oh, I missed. Oh, that's so sad. No, come on, hit him.
It's a goal for
I don't
Team
know
Glow.
what was going on with my basic attacks. All right. Last character to see for today, and that will be the end of the stream. Roostandor! Exclamation mark. It's part of the name. You have to say it with gusto, like it's how you pronounce it, you know? Range, support, healer. Roostandor has hatchlings that he flings in target direction. The longer you charge attach, the further the range, and the larger the initial hatchling will be on attach. So a bit like Snooker, you can just throw these out quickly in a short range, or you can charge them and throw them out in a longer range and make them more effective also. I wonder if it also changes. No, it doesn't change the damage that you deal periodically though. But if a hatchling comes in contact with a target that already has one attached, it will bounce to a secondary range target in range. So if we do this, it should. I think that's actually not. I don't think that's. No, I don't think that's right anymore. I think this is a little bit outdated. But what you do is you attach a hatchling to a target. If they're an enemy, you deal damage to them. While the hatchling is attached, you will deal periodical damage to them. And if you fill out their egg gauge, I guess, their egg stacks, they will get polymorphed, like so. While polymorphed, they can still move, but they cannot use abilities. So it's kind of the reverse of a root, basically. If you throw these on allies, you will heal allies, and you will heal them periodically if they're in your range. Just the opposite of what you would do to an enemy. If you fill the egg gauge of an ally, you heal them for a burst, and then it goes on cooldown. So you see right now you cannot fill the gauge because there's a little cooldown. So it's the same for allies. You cannot just keep throwing. Well, you can keep throwing hatchlings, but while it's on cooldown, like you are not gonna get the benefits of the hatchling until a little bit of a cooldown. So that's basically like the whole kit of Roostandor revolves around that. Electric, you let a bouncing orb fly to a target. It's supposed to bounce, but I don't think that's... I think that's also maybe outdated. Yeah, looks like it. So it deals damage to enemies, heals allies instantly. So it's a burst, which is useful for Roostandor, which does more of a sustain healing. Mainly as a support, that's the biggest thing for me. So it's a little burst of healing or a little burst of damage. It also causes any hatchling attached to grow substantially. So if I put a hatchling and then do this, that may be a little outdated too. Maybe it does something for healing though, I'm not quite sure. Chicken out, Roostandor turns temporarily invulnerable and scrambles away with utmost haste. That is outdated. That is not what it does anymore. You do take flight, but you're not invulnerable anymore. It just gives you a shield, which I really dislike. I really dislike the ability as it is right now, because while you're flying, you are not able to do anything. You cannot cast, but you're still able to be targeted. So you gain a shield in exchange for basically polymorphing yourself. Not good. Not a good ability at the moment. If you were invulnerable while you fly, I would be totally fine with it. You're flying, you're invulnerable, you cannot do anything, but people cannot do anything to you. It's a little bit of stalling. Fine, totally fair. But getting a shield and disabling yourself for it is not good at the moment. You do have the ability to cancel your flight, which makes it so you can come down and start attacking again, so you're not obligated to stay disabled. But that means that the spacebar is basically get a shield. You go up, you go down, you have a shield now. It's not a movement ability, breaks with the kits of everyone else. That's my big complaint about Roostandor skit right now. The Q, expired, creates a shockwave that damages enemies while also polymorphing the first enemy hit. Furthermore, all allies hit receive a shield, while the first one also receive an attack buff. Not hitting both allies and enemies will reduce the cooldown time by 20 seconds. I think you get pushed back, like you push yourself back with this ability. Let me check. Yeah, you do push yourself back. It doesn't polymorph at the moment, so basically the other toolkits text are outdated at the moment. But you do push yourself back, so here is basically your movement ability. It's on your Q. You push yourself back, you deal a little bit of damage. I think maybe if you have hatchling attached, it will polymorph. I will test that right now. So if I attach and do this, no, looks like it just deals damage and pushes you back at the moment. Not the best at the moment. I think spacebar and Q really have to be reworked on Roostandor at the moment, because I really like the attach mechanic. I really like electric. The golden egg is super funny. It creates a big hatchling. I don't know if you can redirect it to someone else. Summons the might of both chicken and eggs with no regard to which comes first. This impossible paradox culminates in a massive hatchling that damages or heals nearby targets as it chases them. So I think what it does is it's an AoE where everyone is affected by the hatchling effect, but in a target AoE. Which is super fun. I do like the ultimate. Let's take a look at the target practice for Roostandor, but not the best kit to do it. I'll be totally fair with you. That's not good, but for real, like, it's not the best. it's not gonna be fast. I'm not gonna do too many with Roostandor because he's not super fast. Doesn't have a good movement ability, just dies. Oh my god. I think the challenge is finishing target practice with Roostandor, not finishing it quick. Just doing it. Oh my god, can I do it? No! I'm not even fast enough to go through the, the brooms. I'll just try to finish it once, and if I can do that, that will be it. Okay, if I pass to you. Okay. Spacebar allowing me to go through. I think it may be a little bit faster. Can I... Okay. Okay. Yes! And we did it! Under 25 seconds, that's a bronze medal. That's good for me. I'm okay with that. That's gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If so, let me know in the comments. Let me know wherever you want. Let me know on Discord if you're on the Sparkball Discord. It's always fun to see people let me know they watched the video. On that note, I hope you enjoyed. Stay opti, and I'll see you next time. And that's it.